We are back. We have not been able to make our schedules work, guys.
Oh my
but
God.
we've been wanting to bring this back for so long. The Gainzcast. You guys know it, you love it. We had to kind of calm down because I don't think we were figuring out how to not get our channels banned. And so Alan and I actually have a great romantic vacation to Los Angeles next week to Costa Mesa, California. I was just telling him we got 2 rooms, one to sleep in, one to put our stuff in. Of course. You know, you got to switch off once in a while, keep things exciting at this phase of our relationship, man. How the hell have you been, Alan?
Dude, I've been very, very, very good. Thank you very much, sir. And I assume you've been amazing too. And I assume because we talk every day. So.
It's not really assuming. We're pretending like we never talk. We talk like every hour on the fucking hour. It's just there's been so much going on since the Gainzcast has been absent. And it's been the greatest, most newsworthy time. I actually, I'm looking at things like from a football standpoint, like when my kids playing ball, I'm watching football with my kids. I know that conservative bros like Cernovich, our good friend Mike Cernovich, they're against men like living their life watching sports ball. But I literally watch football with my kid because he plays it, and they're professionals. It's like if I'm a bodybuilder, I'm going to watch a professional bodybuilder train and pose to learn how to do it. So my son's sitting there dissecting what the line is doing, and just so for me, it's a way to bond with my kid and to make him a better player. For him, it's like watching where he wants to be. He wants to be a pro player. The chances of doing that are about as good as the chances of Lauren Boebert grabbing my penis through my pants right now. But I mean, it's still a possibility, Alan.
Oh yeah, it's a possibility. I mean, did you see that she's claiming that was a setup?
So at the end of the day, even if it's a setup, she still grabbed his penis. I mean, and I'm not mad, dude. Like, here's what I'm saying. Like, dude, like that's 8th grade shit. Like at the end of the day, like that's not even second base, y'all. That's rounding first. Like second base is you grab nipple. Are you in agreement with me that second base requires skin on skin nipple contact?
Of course. I think that's in the book.
That is a first base. You're rounding first to make a double, and you get cut off. The ball is thrown in from right field. You do not have a clear path to second base. You don't want to take the chance of getting thrown out. Okay, that was just pet. That was what we call in my day, Alan, petting. Just petting, like petting a cat. Like, it's like me petting my dog's head. Like he has fur covering it. He had pants covering it. There wasn't any hand on genital contact. I think it was a completely safe move.
Yeah, I do too. I find it amazing that people, like the same people that, we're worried about this type of thing when we don't care about people on a certain list. Like it's.
But he did not kill himself.
He did not kill himself.
You know what I found profound is that we're one episode in. We're about 5 minutes in. We literally discussed how we're going to start this, and we totally ruined it already.
I am telling you, people, like when Mark and I are together in the same room, we should just have somebody film it because it is the most insane shit. Because you never know what gets discussed at all.
So Monday next week, we actually do have the crew in California that could actually make that happen. And not only that, we'll throw Mike Rashid in the mix. Oh my God. We're going to all get canceled by everybody. We'll be canceled by the right, the left. We'll even be canceled by the libertarians. That's how crazy it's going to be. Like, it's going to be nuts. But we'll get back to, so, I mean, we're on Lauren Boebert, and here's what I ranted about this yesterday, Alan. We have yet to really talk about it except in passing, but like we're literally on the brink of World War III. Right. We're like one missile away, like if Ukraine launches something and it hits the wrong area, then we're getting nuked and everybody's going to die. Like we're literally on the precipice of that, and we're worried about Lauren Boebert rounding first. Like, I just think we got our priorities. And then the Fetterman guy, is it George Fetterman? Or what's his first name? It doesn't matter what his name is, jabroni. This guy, first of all, he's wearing shorts. Fucking train your legs, bitch. Right? Yeah. Second of all,
the problem is not that he's wearing shorts in Congress. The problem is that he hasn't trained legs.
And the problem is that he's mentally incapacitated. Like, I understand. Look, I'm not shitting on people with disabilities, but let's say Alan came to my house and I stuck an ice pick in the front of his head and gave him a frontal lobotomy, I would say, hey, that guy's probably not fit to be in the Senate.
Yeah.
Yet here's this guy who literally has like chopped salad for brains, and he's literally like in the Senate.
Well, Just about everybody we elect is just it's like a fucking clown show anymore, dude.
Dianne
Like
Feinstein.
Dianne Feinstein is 1,000 years old. Like she really does look like the Crypt Keeper. And for those of you that don't know who the Crypt Keeper is, I can't help you. Go look it up. But like that, like we have all the way to the quote unquote president of the United States is literally they're not with it. they're not with it. And not one person can say that anybody from either side is really looking at what's best for us. If they were, we wouldn't be giving a fuck about Lauren Boebert. You know, like we really wouldn't.
I mean, here's the problem, and we were actually talking about this in the gym yesterday. Believe it or not, is that when you're a conservative woman, you're held to a different standard than a woman on the other side, and there's no debating that. There's absolutely no debating that if a Democrat got caught in this, misogyny, sexism, if a man does it, it's okay. But because it's Lauren Boebert, we are in this situation. You see that, guys? There's the people leading our country. This woman right here, she can't stand, she can't think. She's obviously had some kind of a stroke where her eye isn't working. Some kind of Bell's palsy thing going on. And that's who we have running our country. And don't even make me pull up a photo of Fetterman. I mean, dude, it is. And the thing is, if she ran, she'd win again. Because they do in California, or for that matter, Republican states, they just vote for the letter. So it doesn't matter what name is in front of it. If it says D, they vote for D. Yeah. That's how California is. That's why California is going through what they're going through now. And California's got an even bigger natural disaster coming this weekend when Roberts and Marc Lobliner come into town.
No shit.
Oh, you think they've had a tsunami before?
I cannot imagine what it's like. Like from where I'm. First of all, motherfucker. By the way, I need to pick this up. You said it didn't get cold there. It's gonna be 58 fucking degrees when we land.
Wait a second. I did not look at my weather. 58 is cold. I'm gonna have to bring
fucking cold.
I'm bringing sweats and a hoodie. Okay, this is not acceptable, California.
That is my winter. That is my winter, deep winter. That is like one of the coldest days.
It's fucking September, California. What is the point of living there? I thought you could. Oh, well, the weather's so nice. That's not nice. Dude, it's 81 degrees outside now in Tennessee. What are you guys do? What are you even doing with yourselves out there? Those taxes. It's
91. I just worked out outside. It was like 95-degree heat index. Like awesome, But also we were just talking about like the Crypt Keeper, that lady. Look at fucking what's his name? The Republican dude. That's so low.
McConnell.
McConnell.
Like,
dude is stroking out in front of people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, let him vote." I'm sorry. Like the very first time that you cannot answer, like you just stand there frozen. It's elderly abuse. Like nobody can. It is absolutely elderly abuse to be having this man in front of a camera, and they don't give a shit. It's both sides. They don't care. It's both sides.
Throw nuts, dude. My McConnell impersonation. He's like, so I think. I'm like, bro. If he wasn't such a bad person, and all these people are bad people. If he wasn't such a bad person, I would not. I would feel bad for him. But right now, it's like I don't know if I feel bad for him. I feel bad. Like part of me feels a little bit bad for Biden, and then I realize he's not a good person. Right. And I'm like, you know what? Like I feel bad for the country right now. Yeah. Oh yeah. I feel bad for the country.
I don't feel bad for these people. These people are the reason why we're all fucked up. Like McConnell looked like he woke up. Like all of a sudden, like he's like, where am I at? What are these people doing here? Like he thought he was still fucking in his bedroom or something like that. And he's like all of a sudden in front of a bunch of people twice, 2 times. Like it's so crazy. And you know they're going to try to get him to run again. I swear. I have no doubt that they're going to try to get him to run again.
Well, Biden is literally going to be 86 years old if he lives through the second term. Like that is like the average life expectancy is 79 years old. My main thing is number one is what is their secret to living so long? Because I would like a piece of that. Number two is like, so same thing can be said about good old daddy Trump. Like, but the thing about Trump, I think the word that Tim Pool uses, he's so spry. Like he's spry. Like Trump is the only old, fat, unhealthy guy I know. And I believe he did lose weight. He looks a lot better.
Yeah.
I think Trump actually appears younger than when he ran in 2016. The guy literally thrives on negativity. It's insane.
Yeah. Well, I also think that like when you hear Trump address like questions from a hostile media and he's quick on the ball, there's a very big difference between 80 years old and, you know, a dementia patient and 80 years old and being able to answer questions, you know, like, it's a huge difference. But I mean, shit, Mark, that was almost 4 years ago where me and you were talking about these two people that we had to vote for. We were like, you know, it's two geriatric men that have questionable history with women that like are both basically their own special interest group. And the one has very clear dementia and is going like Biden has had very clear dementia. Like it's not even a question to me. Like I used to do that shit for a living, you know?
But so the thing is, like what you said, they both have questionable history with women, but at least Trump's are of age, we assume, unless the Epstein thing's through. Like Biden just likes them really young. I mean, it's like, look, man, it could be coincidence, but like, you got to be able to, like, if somebody's like, hey, Mark getting really pumped up at football games for kids, it's weird. And we think it's just weird. I think maybe I should stop getting so pumped up because people are looking at me weird. I'd be able to control it, right? I'd be able to not get as pumped up, right? But like people like, hey, Biden should stop sniffing kids because he's a pedophile. He still can't stop. Like it is such a compulsion for him that it's like when it's such a compulsion that it's one of the biggest objections to him and he still can't stop. Right. Man, that is scary. That means that it's something he cannot control. It's nuts. It's nuts. But we're going to be very careful with this topic. And I do want to get back to Trump I'm going to pull up this study. There's two studies, and actually credit to Bryce for finding these and sending these to me this morning. Because I think I have my hypotheses on why this is this happens. This is happening, and I just want to kind of go over these. So if you look at these, let me go to the screen. Actually, hold on. I'm not really that good at stuff, so give me. So is it moving up and down on your screen?
No.
Oh shit. All right. How about now?
Yes.
Okay. We got the right one. So here's one. And again, I would like to preface this that everything the WHO says should be listened to. YouTube has a new policy that if you go against the statements and the opinion of the WHO, that you will be taken off this platform. So I would like to say we 100% agree with the World Health Organization, and we agree with the Centers for Disease Control because, everything they do is safe and effective. And we are simply bringing ways to perhaps enhance the experience you have by using their safe and effective means of therapy and prevention. Does that say that right, Alan?
It sounded pretty good. The lawyers would be happy.
Okay. So YouTube, I would like to state for the record, we believe in everything the WHO says, but if you take creatine for muscle growth, here's some other things it can do. I need to stop moving this up and down. People are going to get dizzy. So basically, here's basically a synopsis of both of them. So we'll just look at this. So dietary creatine might emerge as one of the key elements of nutritional support following COVID-19 respiratory distress due to beneficial effects demonstrated in rehabilitation in various lung conditions. For instance, creatine supplementation augments functional recovery during pulmonary rehabilitation in patients with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, but also ameliorates, did I pronounce that right?
Yes.
Cystic fibrosis. That is crazy. Cystic fibrosis. My daughter's best friend as a young child had it. What a debilitating disease. We've donated in our lifetime, I believe, over $100,000 to cystic fibrosis, stroke, and respiratory failure. It is a disease that's near and dear to my heart. Again, I'm getting goosebumps. I might cry, so just don't do that. Acting as an anti-inflammatory and energy-boosting agent. Although no disease-specific guidelines exist, a conventional creatine dosage of exactly what we recommend, Alan, 5 grams per day. I would say 2.5 to 5 grams would be the same, and I'm going to explain why I think that administered over 4 weeks or more might be a risk-free and sufficient way to back up pulmonary rehabilitation, COVID-19. To add to this, I would say that it will also back up the wonderful and very effective things that are recommended by the WHO and the CDC. Creatine is inexpensive, widely. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Widely available. My poker face was so good for about 5 minutes. It has a favorable safety profile, thereby being a suitable, promising compound. Blah, 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 blah. So I think that got the point across. So, Alan, what do you take from that study?
Well, creatine is literally like the most studied supplement ever, to the point where I'm now worried that since it is being shown as effective in helping with the vid, that they're going to make it a drug and make it illegal for us to sell. Like, I mean, I really worry about that. I think the FDA might be like, we should have doctors have to prescribe creatine.
Yeah, so here's where I stand on it. I think they would have already gotten rid of creatine if that was their motive, because creatine has been shown to have applications in everything from degenerative aging diseases of the mind, you know, all the dementia, et cetera, et cetera. Excuse me, I'm getting over something. And then just some little raspy shit. And also, it's been shown
to get tested. Did you get tested?
I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. Good. I promise.
Thank God.
I want to know whose baby it is. You know, it's like, I think it's Seamus's baby.
Come on now, that motherfucker's going to come out bald and screaming, and you know it.
Nah. So. It would come out looking like he'd have an orange mohawk. What the fuck? So I think that basically what does creatine do is that it increases the ATP within your cells. So it's actually hydrating, increasing your cells. It also has benefits on cognition, on performance, on sarcopenia. So if you look at what they're claiming long COVID does, and again, consult with your doctor. Do not listen to us. We are complete idiots. We don't know anything. Of course, follow the guidelines by the CDC and World Health Organizations. So I really, really, truly believe that this just cements one thing. Don't take creatine for COVID, or don't take it for muscle gain. Don't take it for anything. Take it every day because it's that damn good. It has an almost perfect safety profile. It's literally 3 amino acids. And so if you're looking at something you could take daily that'll make you a healthier, better person and help you lose muscle, lose fat, and gain muscle and think better, I think you're in a really good spot with creatine.
I think so too. Somebody did ask about creatine and kidney issues.
So there is no kidney issues with creatine. I implore you to find a study that shows that there are kidney issues with creatine, because there aren't.
There are.
Excuse me. It's something they said in the beginning, right? So in the beginning, creatine, to smear it, whatever the media wanted to do, and there's potential that there was tainted creatine back then, because creatine was being imported from China. By the way, my video's already been not demonetized, but limited ads on it on YouTube.
So,
I just checked it.
So's mine.
But we literally have not said anything.
No.
So I recommend. So what you want to do is you want to get the German creatine. The Germans did a lot of things right in this world. Obviously, they had a little blip between 1939 and 1945. Other than that, the Germans have been pretty on point. So the Germans, I'm going to link it down. I'm going to link it in the comments. So the Germans have come out with Creapure creatine. I'm going to show you the one that I make. It's MTS Nutrition. It is the most purest form. It is from Germany, not China. And it is the Creapure branded creatine. And it also goes through extensive testing, because when I put my label on something, even if it's Creapure, it gets tested coming in and tested going out in random lots. So just giving you a heads up on that. You know, everybody should take creatine. And I highly recommend my creatine because I know what's in it. There it is right there. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, just get a good quality creatine. Take it every single day. That's all I got. That's all I got.
You know, I personally take it every day. and have for a while. A lot of people wonder why. It absolutely helps with physical performance for me, especially because I eat very low carbohydrate normally. Like 1 or 2 days of the week, I eat whatever I want, but I normally like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's normally very, very low carbohydrate, and it helps my workouts to keep going, because I'm like you. I like working out super intense. Not in the same way though. I don't throw fucking put thousands of pounds around, but
I don't either, man. I'm not competing anymore. So I've lightened up the weight. My rep ranges are between 10 and 20 now. Like today my main set was 20 reps, 20 reps, 15 reps, 15 reps, 12 reps, 12 reps. And I've done that for every body part this week as my main mover. So, I mean, my joints just can't, I mean, we're not young men, we got to really take care of it. And just before I move on, Bang has not enough creatine. It's not even trace amounts. It's just on the label. And that's one of the reasons they've had some legal issues in the past. Ghost doesn't even claim creatine. So I don't know if you're just saying that because I'm drinking it, but get creatine because you need 5 grams or 2. So I'd say 2 to 5 grams a day, 2 to 5 grams a day.
And the 2 is because it's builds up in the system, right? And depending on what else they eat and stuff like that too.
So generally speaking, between 2.5 and 5 grams will get you saturated within 21 days. Everything else is a maintenance dose. So loading creatine does nothing except get you to saturation faster. Creatine is not acute. So I can't take creatine today and be like, oh my God. I remember people were like, I took creatine. I felt like I could run through a wall. I'm like, yeah, that was creatine making your brain think you could run through them all. Hey, they monetized me again.
Did they?
I literally refuted it right now. I'm like, nah, man, we're literally promoting. Alan and I, just to let you know, Alan, I promise not to tell people this, and I'm sorry, I got to let them know. Like, we're actually on a Facebook page, which is the WHO and the CDC fan page. We love them. We love them. We absolutely love them. We say, hey, whatever they say, you do that first. Everything else we're telling you is just for bonus, right? Like nothing works unless they do. So what they're saying is truth. And you need to listen to them. But what we're doing is just giving you extra things to potentially help what they're already helping you with.
I mean, the weird thing is like, there's stuff on the WHO website that totally agrees with like, anyway, that's
why we agree. We love the WHO. We not the band too. We love the band, the WHO. The WHO is one of my favorite bands. What songs do they sing? Can we play this on here? I mean,
that'll definitely get demonetized. You watch.
Oh no, we can't play. Damn it, YouTube. That's the one thing I disagree with YouTube on. We should be able to play the WHO regardless of royalties because America needs to hear the WHO. Yeah. And just so you know, we love America. There's an American flag.
There's an American flag, motherfuckers.
The WHO.
Make America healthy again.
Yes. And I love hot moms. Hot moms love America too. So I mean, we're both married to hot moms.
Oh yeah.
So I'm a big fan of hot moms. I think we should have hot moms all over the place.
So you did talk about your body you're not competing anymore. What's up with that?
No. Well, I think my companies are trying to kill me. Like I was trying to bulk, man, and even getting on a good training schedule. Like life comes first. Like for example, I'm flying out tomorrow morning at 7:30, and I'm in Iowa for the Hy-Vee commercials that we're filming for our Ambrosia Planta. By the way, guys, I need you guys in the Midwest, all you Midwesterners who drink soda pop and who what else they say funny in the Midwest? Is that Fargo? We go, yeah. Is that Fargo?
I think so.
Or is that Canada? Fuck. Anyway, so Ambrosia Planta is in Hy-Vee. So if you look at my Instagram story, Mike, Sean, and myself will be at 3 Hy-Vee locations on Friday. We'll be sampling things out and giving ample hugs. Mike's a hugger too. Sean's kind of hugs, but he doesn't like it, but you can make him like it. So we're going to be there. So we're going to film. So I'm red-eyeing it on Friday night so I can see my son's football game on Saturday and coach it. And then Sunday I'm flying out with Alan to California, to California. So it's
Jesus Christ. So that's one of the reasons, like, you're such a good dad, dude.
I just got back from Missouri. I left. So here's last Saturday. I literally coached a game, came home, cooked the kids lunch, drove 8 hours to Missouri, did the event, drove 8 hours back, got back the next night at midnight. So, I mean, dude, but I'm not missing my kids' football games. I'm not missing anything.
I just think that's fucking awesome. Oh, by the way, what's going on with Sprouts too? Like
December 25th, we drop in Sprouts. So
That's
Ambrosia
awesome.
Planta's coming in first. Then we're making them a whole line of naturally sweetened products. Nectar, Kinetic, all of those are going to be naturally sweetened just for Sprouts. So we have those coming out, and the rest of y'all can have it everywhere else too. But we want you, for now, if you're in the Midwest, I want you to drive in your car. I don't care if you bicycle. I don't care if you walk. I don't care if you jog. Take one of those. What are those things that never took off? Those Segways. Just get there and buy like a few bags of Planta, because it really helps us a lot. So our relationship with Hy-Vee is awesome. I've been working with them for a long time, and they're a huge, tremendous partner for us, and we love them.
And that's a super like that. Mark will literally be in 4 different states in the same fucking week and coach all of his kids every fucking weekend. I think that's how fathers should like look at their shit. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, there's 2 things we do as fathers, right?
Yeah.
We provide. Number 1, we need to provide. We need to feed and shelter our family. That's number 1. Number 2 is you need to fucking be there.
Yep.
And you have to make it work. I don't care if you lose sleep. I don't care what happens to you. I don't care if you die of exhaustion. You die trying to provide for your family.
Mm-hmm. Hey, somebody asked if Vitamin Shop is discontinuing Nectar, by the way.
Yes. It just didn't sell that well in Vitamin Shop. Just being dead honest. I think they put it in this experimental section where it was like not with the greens powders, but it's with like the sport nutrition greens powders. So I also think we need to build up. This is just being honest. I could lie. We need to build up the marketing for that. So Nectar is our number 3 selling product, number 3 or 4. So it sells really well. But within Vitamin Shop, I think it was a merchandising issue. Mm-hmm. So what we need to do is we need to solidify our position as the greens killer. And I think in about 6 months, we'll give it a go again. But right now, both of us thought it was good to just for now get it out and, see what we can do.
Well, that's awesome. Because it's just smart business, I mean, it's such a unique supplement, that it takes like what greens are to the next level. Although I take greens and Nectar every day.
Well, I think you take them both because like the antioxidants, Nectar doesn't provide the antioxidants that you get from machine greens and reds, because we have not only the greens and reds blends, we added in an extra gram of maki forza, the maki berry, which has more antioxidants than any other fruit on this planet, even the dingleberry, which we've all accidentally eaten once or twice.
Yeah. You fucking crazy motherfucker.
You're telling me you never got caught on a dingleberry?
Oh, never. Ever. So listen, there's some of the other stuff we wanted to talk about. Cardio, like we have cardio advice here, but let's go to the one that I think will set you off the most. What the fuck is these people vilifying oatmeal? What is going on with these people?
I blame keto and I blame the carnivores. So basically what they're doing is, Alan probably knows that more about this than me. I just get mad at stupidity. So what they're doing is keto and carnivore is they're taking any feasible, even like reaching for the stars, right? Like this is not possible. I'm going to bring it in like that alien in Mexico. Like nobody believes that shit. Okay.
Right.
So what they're doing is they're saying that these plants and these grains, they have these anti-nutrients, right? These oxalates and all this different things. And all. So here's the thing. Yes, they do have natural defenses against predators, but humans also have stomach acid and the ability to digest things. We all have different stomachs, right? You look at what cows, so you tell me cows can't digest their food? Like they literally have more chambers. They're able to digest. They're built for it. Look at the size of a gorilla's stomach to a human stomach. So look at humans in general. Like we are not wolves. Like if you look at a pure carnivore, it's a fucking dog. If you look at the digestive system of a dog, dogs should not be eating dog food. Alan's been to my house. My dogs eat the most disgusting smelling raw meat shit you've ever seen in your life. It's like with our dog. Yeah, you get menstrual blood all over your hands from this friggin' meat. It's disgusting. Okay, so I believe that you should eat for your species. Okay, so dogs, fucking carnivores.
Yep.
Cows, although, yes, we have seen herbivores in nature eat meat. If you ever watch that page on Instagram, Nature is Metal, they show it all the time. So generally speaking, herbivores can eat meat, but they're normally meant to survive on plants. If you look at the human stomach, it does resemble more of a wolf than a baboon. But at the end of the day, it's still omnivorous. Our teeth are omnivorous. Humans are not meant to survive. We can survive on meat alone. We can survive on plants alone. We can survive on grains alone. But I think if you're looking at optimal, humans are meant to have the antioxidants from fruit. That's why every study on fruits and vegetables, every single fucking one done on morbidity and fruits and vegetables shows that the more fruits and veggies you eat, the longer you live. It also shows that I believe it's for every 10 grams of fiber, up to a point, of course, you add to your diet, you lose 5% morbidity.
Yeah.
So I mean, to say that these things, and there's more studies on oatmeal and the beta glucans in it and cholesterol and overall health. Oh, and then their next argument, cholesterol doesn't matter. Shut the fuck up. Like, I am the one to question doctors as much as anybody, especially after 2020. But dude, this isn't the argument. So basically it's carnivore people trying to sell books.
Absolutely. Like I've seen a few people in the chat that came up from my thing. There's a few people, because here's how I see oatmeal. Oatmeal, especially for somebody that has problems with food, problems with hunger, that's more of a dessert type thing, because you obviously don't want to spike your glycemic response by eating something that's going to cause you to be hungry all day long. That's one of the reasons why we have Alchemy, which, by the way, I'm going to share the link for that again.
Yeah.
Alchemy, no morbidity. You can get Alchemy at Tiger Fitness and at Ambrosia right here. Boom. But then there's also the Holy Trinity weight loss bundle: Alchemy, Ember, and no morbidity all together. No physical hunger, no cravings, nothing like that. But I do still think like I'm a big believer. I eat fruit at night. I eat plants at night. Mm-hmm. Oatmeal is oftentimes like my dessert. Like after dinner, like I'll have a nice like I'll do the overnight oats, but I'll have them just like be covered with berries. I'll normally put a scoop of either Planta or peanut butter fluff, which I went through that whole fucking big ass tub of peanut butter fluff.
Nice.
So fucking good. Oh my God. The MTS peanut butter fluff protein powder is fucking so goddamn good. If you guys have not tried it, you guys should try it. It's
unfortunately we're out of stock right now. We have peanut butter cookies and cream. I think Alan drank it all.
Oh, that's so good.
Alan ate it all.
But oatmeal towards the end of the day, especially if you have trouble with your hunger or trouble with the glycemic response, is absolutely appropriate. Ultra processed foods is what you want to fucking avoid. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, any whole foods or any plant foods you can find, you want to eat them in an order and in portion that will help you have good, adequate nutrition and health, while also maintaining your hunger levels and stuff like that. If you have issues with food, as most of my people do, Yeah.
What I love about these carnivore people is that they'll go in and say, protein's the most satiating thing. Actually, if you're looking at the most satiation for the buck, you're looking at fibrous vegetables. Like if you what's up?
Isn't it whey actually?
Actually, it's fibrous vegetables. Like vegetables you would good luck getting 100 grams of carbs from broccoli. Yeah, you would literally be so bloated that you couldn't move. So if you want to fill yourself up, and I'm not saying, look, if you're going whatever versus protein, protein does have slightly more satiation, but you're right about whey. Whey does have a documented anorectic effect above that of regular food.
Yeah.
So whey is fantastic, but again, I'm not saying drink your meals. I'm saying you can have variety. If you want to have 2 shakes a day, that's fine. If you want to have 3 shakes a day, that's fine. But, I like mixture. I like people having eggs. I like people having beef. Beef is the most micronutrient dense food on this planet next to organ meats. Yeah. So I don't like that whole just being monotheistic with your food. Like, why?
Somebody said so not plant-based. Here's my issue with plant-based. Being plant-based, it's very, very hard to maintain a healthy weight if you still get your protein allotment. Okay. Like Mark has one of the people Mark coaches is a vegan bodybuilder. He eats a shit ton of vegan food, but he burns it off. So that's why he can be lean, and he carries about 200 pounds of muscle on him, like 100. You know, he's probably like 180 pounds of lean.
He's 175 right now, somewhere there. Yeah.
Oh, he is? Yeah. But like, you know, realistically, he eats a shit ton of vegan food to get his protein, but he burns all of it off. Most vegans in our world today are not that active. You know, like I always talked about this too. Like a lot of times daily ultra processed carbohydrates are literally for athletes, if you ask me. You want to keep it still to a minimum, but most people do not have the muscle mass for basal metabolic rate or the caloric expenditure to justify eating 5 slices of bread in a day. It's just insane, you know, like
yeah, completely agree. I think that the thing is if you want to process carbs better, get rid of syndrome X, metabolic syndrome as it's called, build more muscle, lift more weights. I mean, muscle is essentially with the GLUT4s and everything involved. I'm not going to get into that science mumbo jumbo because most people here don't care. What you need to know is that the more muscle you have, the better your body is at utilizing nutrients for what they are supposed to be used for. But that's why, you know, with Alchemy and Nutrient Driver, we're able to help that. So if you're not in that muscular state at the current moment, you could take an insulin mimetic or a glucose disposal agent. Alan's linked it a couple of times. We got Alchemy. Again, the thing I really love about Alchemy is the fact is NC2 is honestly, obviously berbeриne's off, you know, the berberine we have in there is awesome. But you look at NC2, it's literally like the coolest thing is how they make it. They literally farm it off of the coast of Canada, the eastern coast. And the plant is literally on the coast. And it's made with not an alcohol solvent, but it's actually used with water. So it is completely organic, completely natural. And the data on NC2, I have an entire deck on it. It is insane. And we're the only company, Ambrosia, in this entire sport nutrition industry to use this. I'm very happy. A Life Extension uses it, which is the closest thing to our industry. I found this by simply browsing PubMed looking to create this product. So it took hours and hours and hours of research to find this ingredient. And then I had to vet it. Then we talked to the people, we tried it, and it's so unique. And you're not going to see any of these meathead brands come out with what we do at Ambrosia.
No, it's a completely different world. I mean, I got to say that I'm toying with taking my first dose of Alchemy before my workouts. 10 out of 10 recommend.
So good.
It just seems to have such a better. I have such a better pump, such a better response. But it's, you know, to me, NC2 is really neat because there's actual clinical data showing it helps with blood pressure, triglycerides.
Close.
Bad cholesterol, it lowers. Good cholesterol comes up. It helps with waist circumference. And the biggest benefit that I've seen is that it helps blunt the glycemic response of food. So if you do eat some carbohydrates, you're not doing that, I'm going to eat my face off, 3 hours later because you're hungry, So for people that have problems with food, again, all of you from my channel, just about, that is the biggest benefit. It helps with better athletic performance for a lot of you, but you're no sugar cravings, no carb cravings, and it really does diminish the glycemic response of food. It's kind of amazing, Mark is a genius. I say it all the time. You're a fucking genius when it comes to that shit.
Well, I mean, we knew that to go along with no morbidity, we needed a glucose disposal agent, and you guys told me you wanted the best shit in there, so I went to work, man. I mean, that's what we do. We go to work. By the way, do you remember? I think it was Rush Hour, where Chris Tucker was talking to an Asian guy, and he goes, he kept saying, "Oh, I'd like some fried rice. I'd like some fried rice," and then the Asian guy goes, "That's fried rice, you plick." You remember that one? That was hilarious.
Yes.
That's what it reminded me of. Oh God, dude, I met Jackie Chan. Man, that guy's a legend.
A movie that can never be made in today's world.
Oh,
they would never make that again, ever.
No, I don't know, man. I mean, I think we're swinging back. Did you see that school walk out because of the restroom situation this morning on Twitter?
I did.
In Pennsylvania, which has gone extremely blue. Here's the thing. It's not Democrat or Republican. It's common sense versus WTF. That's one of those things. I'm not even going to say the issue. I don't know if that'll get us banned too, but it's like, look, man, it's common sense things. And if you have a daughter or a brain. I mean, it should be pretty easy to figure out that. And the fact that we already have a case study in Virginia where predators who are young predators in their teens will pretend to be something else and then sexually assault peoples of the other sex in their own bathrooms when they're alone with them. And it's a weird thing to live in, where it seems like common sense is not that common. But I mean, at the end of the day, we need to, basically think the worst. I'd like to think that everyone who claims that they're that thing, that they're not, that they're a different person in their body is genuine and legit and really is that person. But we also have to realize human nature, and we also have to protect women. Men are on earth to protect women. I am very, 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 I'm unapologetic in that belief. So, well, the problem is that, I mean, think about it. Women carry our bloodline. They carry our future. Men simply inseminate. We don't do shit. Without men protecting women, our humanity does not exist.
The thing about this, I do see it swinging back to a certain degree, but it's almost like the government literally has almost gotten it to the point where they're pushing these things. Like we have fucking we have transgender marketing for military recruitment.
It's so weird.
It's very strange. It's very, very strange.
I would think that if a man thinks they're a woman, they probably don't want to dress up in fatigues and go kill people.
Well, to a great degree, like I interviewed Blair White not too long ago, and she's the first one to admit, she's like, I'm a transsexual, and appearing this way, changing my appearance to this way means that I feel more comfortable with my mental illness.
Wow, she said that?
World. Oh yeah, she said it right on there. She's like, it is a form of mental illness, and this helps me deal with my body dysmorphia because I feel that this is how I present. And I mean, I think that like true transsexuals versus now are very disappointed in how the movement's gone, because I want to believe them too. Like, and again, and I'm always this way. I will call you what you appear as.
She appears as a woman.
Yeah, I am too lazy and too bullheaded to fucking try to suspend reality for you. So if I misgender you, I would just appreciate you realizing I didn't misgender you. I just called you what you fucking look like, and you should try harder.
I absolutely like. I appreciate commitment, right? Like I was just talking to somebody about bodybuilding, and we're talking about, I'm not going to say his name, but very large bodybuilder. And someone's like, the guy I was talking to, he's like, well, he's going to die. I know he's going to die. He looks unhealthy. I'm like, yeah, but you gotta kind of respect that, right? Like he appreciates his craft so much. He loves his craft so much. He wants to be the best so bad that he's willing to die for it. Ronnie Coleman lost his ability to walk at 50 years old, but he's the greatest of all time. Hear me out. Football players, you see that injury to Chubb this weekend? His knee got bent backwards. Did you see Travis Hunter get his I think his spleen was lacerated or something. I didn't see the final thing. But like people are putting their ass on the line because they're committed to a sport or an activity or whatever it is. Okay. So look at it this way. If you're going to be a male claiming to be a female, fucking shave.
Yeah.
Fucking do what Blair did. Like Blair is a hot female. Like if you didn't know Blair was a dude and you saw Blair in the bar, you'd pick her up. Because I know I would. Okay. That is someone who, like, let's say you don't even know. You don't even know. You're like, oh, I'm in a bar. Oh, or at the gym or at the grocery store buying watermelon, buying cantaloupe. I don't know. You're like, huh. Yep, she's hot. Okay. So it's like, okay, you got me. You committed. You're a woman. But these other people who are like that one, even Dylan Mulvaney, like shave, like you have a 5 o'clock shadow. If I don't shave every day, I didn't shave today. I have a 5 o'clock shadow. Shave. Just fucking shave. Get it waxed.
I honestly think that Dylan Mulvaney is not using hormones either, because he still appears very lean and hard. Like he's a skinny dude.
Yeah.
You know, like the first ideation of CrossFit people, like really lean, but not a lot of muscle mass and shit like that.
Oh,
but
CrossFit.
I like CrossFit. I'm just fucking with you guys.
I'm a certified instructor.
I know you are, but that's another thing too. Like the whole fitness industry needs to the whole fitness industry not only needs to chill out, but they need to step up. Like,
yes,
most of you motherfuckers are still arguing about shit that's completely irrelevant. As a newsflash, while Mark and I were taking all sorts of heat 3.5 years ago, most of you motherfuckers watched them literally try to close your industry. They didn't just close gyms. They tried to close your industry permanently. They still talk about how going to the gym is white supremacist and unhealthy for you. They do not like you. Zeke Heil. They do not like you. They do not like you if you're in the fitness industry.
No.
You still trying to not be canceled. They are just fucking canceling you. Like, grow a set. Of a bunch of manly men with no fucking balls. I mean, the very second that they start coming out with like, it's the white supremacist motherfucker. I am about to be in California with Mark, Mike Rashid, Sean Torbody, and if we go to Iron Addicts, it'll be like CT Fletcher and all them. As a newsflash, I'm the white guy. I am the white
Jew.
guy.
I'm the Jew. They're like, hey, is he white? No, I'm going to claim Jewish here, guys.
I'm the white guy. Like how racist, how like white supremacist can it be when I'm the white guy?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's like real people in the real world don't care. It's these virtue signalers. And now that they're paying money on Twitter, I was really for it because I got a check. Like, I'm like, this is kind of cool. And now I'm like, I don't know if I like it because I think people are just saying extreme stuff just for the money.
Yep. I agree with that. And I still think that there is a certain amount of suppression going on Twitter, depending on the topic.
There is, yeah.
Because some of my stuff that hits, I'm just like, how the fuck is this getting 100,000 views in an hour? and other stuff like, how is this only getting seen by 200 people? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's weird because like I'll make a nice funny clip video for something that. Every place else gets thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of views.
Of course.
And on Twitter, it'll get like 100. It's very strange.
Yeah, I still think Elon's trying to figure that thing out, man.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. Still, Twitter is still by far like my favorite. You turn me on to it, and I get to say if whatever the fuck I want. Like I don't think I'm going to get deleted by saying anything.
No, you'll just get suppressed.
Yeah. But everywhere else just deletes me. So,
yeah, you've been deleted. You're probably the most deleted man on the internet.
I've been being canceled before being canceled was cool. The fat acceptance community canceled me in 2018 and 19. So
they reported your dog, dude. Like you got it bad. That was, I mean, you had, and they remember you came over to the house. They hijacked your PayPal or something. Like
they hijacked my PayPal. They called animal control on the house. And because my dog was dying of cancer and they said I was starving him.
Oh my God.
I was like, the dude showed up and I'm like, I am just letting you know, I am not in the mood for this. My dog is dying of cancer. And if you want to call the vet that said he's dying of cancer, here's their number. But I am not even going to fucking entertain this. He was like, well, can I see the dog? I was like, you abso-fucking-lutely cannot. I was like, you have a warrant. And he was like, no, I don't have a warrant. I was like, then you absolutely fucking cannot.
Have a nice day.
The dog is sleeping and dying of cancer. So here's the vet number. Feel free to go. He was like, man, I'm sorry. I was like, no problem. Because that was right when, like, I don't even know if that was the fat acceptance people with that one. That could have been the people who, when I was saying, like, I think that was the week where I said, these are the people that do the dying. And that got hot and heavy because, I mean, just so everybody understands, I'm not talking about the vid, but people that do the dying of new upper respiratory viruses when they come out are obese people and elderly people.
And of course, those people and everybody else should follow all of the guidelines of the CDC and the WHO.
Absolutely. And they should unfatten them fucking selves.
Which I believe is a position of the CDC, or at least it was. I haven't read up on the new guidelines. And if I am incorrect, I apologize, CDC, and I will gladly rectify this comment if it is incorrect. But I remember back in the day when there was some semblance of order and honesty in this world that we encouraged people to have a healthy BMI. Mm-hmm. And it's really funny because Chad, my partner, and I are getting a Keeman policy updated, which means that if one of us died, we get money to run the company and our wives, and basically it makes it so our wives don't have to take over for us. They get bought out. So like they still want, so they do a body fat analysis if your BMI is high.
Wow.
So now they've gotten way better with it. So for me, that's great. And Chad too. Chad's a muscular guy. He's not a bodybuilder, but he's an above average guy.
Oh yeah.
The former D1 football player, but it's when we're filling out insurance paperwork, they sure as hell want to know if we're fat and if we smoke.
Yep.
And so if insurance wants to know if we're overweight, that generally notes that they're the ones putting money on the line, that being overweight leads to you dying more and you pay more. But
it's
as I
crazy.
said, if the CDC and WHO have different viewpoints from this, we will gladly rescind that position that being lean is healthier.
Yeah. We'll gladly rescind it, like being in not having a fucking Homer Simpson belly is healthier.
Alan, I need to take a shower after this. I feel so weird. No shit. I need to like wash off and rubbing alcohol and hydrogen peroxide. And what was that red shit? Dude, did you ever one time my bike crashed and like my mom put what was that, iodine?
Iodine or betadine.
Oh my God, it burned so bad. It was like syphilis all over your body. No, that means it's just fucking torture. They rubbing alcohol is just as good. It hurts half as much. Yeah. That thing hurts.
Iodine's good to have in your house, though. You can actually purify water with iodine too. So.
Wow. And you guys need to worry. And obviously in Ohio, you really need to worry about that one.
No shit. All over the
Whatever happened with that? Whatever happened with Palestine?
We couldn't help them because we needed to send money to Ukraine.
So, but is the water good now?
Dude, I would not trust that shit. Like, are you kidding me? I bet you the land is fucked.
Speaking of land, what about Hawaii, dude?
My God. I mean, and not to people can say what they want, like whether it's planned in a conspiracy theory to steal the land and everything like that. What I will say is this: what happened, no matter how you look at it, was either at the very least criminal negligence. People, probably 1,000 people died, including a bunch of children. How
many kids are still missing? Isn't there like 2,000 kids missing still?
Something like that. But it is literally at least criminally negligent homicide or manslaughter, whatever you want to call it. And there's no investigation going on, and that's what's crazy. Like the people, we know the road was blocked off. We know that and I'm not even talking about direct energy weapon stuff. And I'm not even saying, I'm saying all of it's possible. But what I am saying is they've done nothing for these people, nothing for them. And we're sending money. I mean, the fucking, the midget from Ukraine is over. Sorry. Dwarf from midget.
How tall is he? Because I'm 5'8". How tall is the guy?
I think he's like 5'4".
Oh my God. So I'm taller than him?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. W.
Yeah.
Taller than nobody except for the 212 class in bodybuilding. I was the tallest guy on stage, and I was like, oh my God, this is the one time being tall isn't as bad except for flying.
Right. But he's in begging for $24 more billion, telling us we need to give him $24 more billion. But we don't have anything going to you. We don't have anything going to Palestine. We don't have anything $700 for each family. It's fucking ridiculous,
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. My whole thing is I do care about Ukraine. I do. I care about everybody in this world. I want everybody to live, everybody to be healthy, everybody to prosper. But my whole point in my rant yesterday, if you didn't see it, it was on my live video yesterday.
Go watch it. Go watch it. It's on the BPI video. Go watch it.
Is that I think we need to get, and I think we need to, number one is I'm not saying we abandon the Ukraine. I don't think we should. I do think we need stability. We just need to negotiate something, and I think Biden was arguing that fracturing the Ukraine is a loss. No, avoiding a nuclear war is a win. And these are nuclear powers. So yes, Russia does have something over our head. The fact that they can end humans, the whole civilization of humanity, they can end that right now. They have enough nukes to completely take out the earth. So the key is what we should have done before this all happened, before we lost millions and millions or hundreds of thousands, whatever it is, of Ukrainian and Russian lives. And all lives matter, not just Ukrainian, but I don't want Russians to die.
Right.
Like, Russians are awesome. I know a lot of Russians are awesome. What we need to do is we need to go over there and we need to broker peace. And we need to make it so Ukraine gets what they need, Russia gets what they need. And for us to hold any kind of a moral stick after we literally in 1862 just took Mexico, because like we have no moral standing as a country to have. Like, we just don't. And also, like, I mean, all of our land can be claimed by other folks who were never here. So Russia just wants a part. They want a part that gets them to a sea, which allows them to trade. That's it. From what I understand, all I'm asking, we go in there, we set a budget, we spend $1 billion, which again, they could just print to negotiate peace, whatever it takes, whatever that covers, flights, whatever. And we're done. And Putin's like, cool, gotcha. And then Ukraine's like, this kind of sucks, but yeah, we got our land back. We're not fighting. We're not losing people anymore. Then we take all that money we were sending into Russia and Ukraine for the war, and we invest in our country and our people, and we work on stopping black on black crime in Chicago, in Baltimore, in Los Angeles. We work on somehow fixing or eradicating the homeless problem. How do you fix that? Oh, there's no way to fix it. Oh, there is, because they've done it in the Nordic countries. They have done it. There are programs that will help and will work. Unfortunately, this is how they win elections. If they fix these problems, they'd have nothing to run on. So everybody wants to perpetuate these problems. I disagree. Putin was actually willing to negotiate at the beginning, but Boris Johnson and the United States came in and told him told Ukraine not to agree. They literally flew out there and squashed everything. I think Putin just wants to avoid NATO sneaking up and bombing his ass. And he wants to have clear pathways to trade. I'm not a Putin fan by any means, but I mean, you also have to realize, well, we should never give in. I agree. But you also have to negotiate. Like in lawsuits, let me tell you how lawsuits work. And this will explain to you my point of view. So when let's say I get sued and it'll cost me 15 grand to fight it and win, because I know I'm going to win, but they're only asking for $5,000 to settle. I go for the settlement because it costs less. In this case, a negotiation will cost less lives and way less money. I'm tired of seeing Ukrainians die. Anybody who's for this war seems to be okay with Ukrainians dying. Yeah. And that's not acceptable. I can't believe that the left, I used to be like, well, the reason I'm independent is because I'm pro-choice with term limits, because you have to negotiate. Again, I'm pro-life as a person, but I'm pro-choice with term limits as an American, because I think that's the only way we can agree on anything. Right. And of course, Christians will argue with me, but then I'm like, whatever, we killed Jesus. And so I can never be serious that long. And because I was anti-war, I've always been an isolationist. Now, so now I have the same positions I did in the 90s that labeled me a Democrat, which people would have, if you were to talk to me in the 90s, be like, he's a fucking lefty Democrat. Those are the same issues that people use to accuse me of being a Republican. The fact that I am anti-war it makes me a Republican, which is so weird.
Yeah, it does. It makes it's a very weird thing, you know? I will say this though, I do need to run. I just realized I have a client here in a couple minutes, and we're normally at an hour. So
yeah, thank you guys for being a part of this.
We are going to be back. We got tons of other topics still too, and I think you said something about Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday night. I'll be in Des Moines, so I'll set up a time for you because I should be done around like 7 p.m. Central. Okay, it'll just be less. I won't have the microphone, but I'll still be all right.
Hell yeah, hell yeah! And I'm sorry I got to run so quick. I just realized the time, dude. It always goes so fast when we talk.
All right, guys. I'm gonna play this outro. See you next time.
Bye, guys.
The best booster isn't a shot. It's your natural immune system. Every time we step out into the world, we are attacked by viruses that do their best to break down our defenses. Vita helps solve this problem. Vita contains proven antiviral replication supplements and Imulina to ensure that your body is primed to defend itself against foreign invaders. Don't go another day unprotected. Get your Vita today.